It's time for the 259 Show, a weekly podcast that can be found on our website at www.the259show.com or on Facebook and Twitter at the 259 Show. Today's hosts are Joe Peachy.
No, I haven't contacted Michelle because she'd be on the next flight to New York City. So.
Mike Vincelli.
Chelsea's not a girl. This is the name of a soccer club.
Thank you, Chelsea. Broke my heart.
Tyler Diedrich.
I wonder if they have waffles. Ha ha ha. They do.
And Andy Fowler.
Out of all of us here, I feel like I'm balding the most. I got a big spot up on top. And by growing it out, I feel like I'm trying to cover it.
Here's your host, Andy Fowler.
Welcome to episode number 34 of the 259 Show. We're back in the studio in Southwest Hilton, for the time being at least. Mike Vincelli, Tyler Diedrich in studio. Joe Peachy joining us through the Flower City Printing Hotline from Astoria in New York City. How is everybody doing? Welcome back, guys.
Thank you. I am glad to be back. I'm fired up. I got lots to talk about today.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, man, I was genuinely excited today, finally getting back to doing the show, man. It's been a while since I've been on the air.
I think we needed a little break from each other after the little debacle a few weeks ago.
Listening back on that show was a little embarrassing. I apologize again, but you know what? It happens. You know, we're doing it live. It happens.
We were talking about before the show. We need a little bit of passion. A little passion never hurt anybody.
Intensity and fire.
Someone's got to provide it. Tyler knows
bringing the heat from Astoria.
That for a long time.
Tyler knows how to light a match.
Episode number 34 of the 259 Show.
Ricky Williams, 34.
On our website, the259show.com, Facebook and Twitter at the259 Show. Our friends over at villageradio.net, Saturday nights and Sunday mornings, and available through Google Play Store and Apple Play. Today's program, we have some breaking baby Diedrich news to get to.
We've got like 3 different breaking news stories to get to.
We have some breaking food talk under food. You're going to tell us every meal you ate for the last week and a half, because this list here is huge
extensive
for food talk. So food talk is going to be heavy this week. Tyler's got some breaking news there as well. He's got some breaking travel news. So he's got a lot of breaking news to get to.
Tyler's
it
got
has
all
nothing
the
to do with
news.
somewhere that I'm traveling, at least yet, but it has something that will affect the general travel population here in Western New York.
And it's not Monroe County Airport related.
No,
Rochester
it is
International
not.
Airport
It
related.
is not.
And Power Rankings this week is Joe Peachy's pick from a couple weeks ago. This is the first 5 things you would do or buy if you won $100 million, whether it be lottery or Powerball or however you could win $100 million.
You stumbled upon a large inheritance, whatever.
So the
anything-
first 5
okay.
things you would do or buy. Just refresh the memories of our listeners. That goes back
3 weeks.
4 weeks now.
Yeah.
And then we'll skip me this week. It'll go to Mike. I picked 2 weeks ago our power ranking topic. So, Mike, if you haven't prepared a power ranking topic yet, you have about an hour to do so towards the end of the
Freshly
program.
updated Google Doc if you want to take a look.
Ooh, all right.
Some unpopular opinions and a doofus of the week will be coming to you as well. And airtime this week, I believe everybody here has an airtime topic this week, too. We finished the program with what's on deck and what did we learn today. So, let's cue the clip here, and you can give us the first bit of breaking news, Tyler.
Which one?
The first one in the rundown here.
Oh, mine isn't updated. So
the baby Diedrich news.
Baby Diedrich coming in September. And contrary to what 99% of people thought, it's going to be a girl. That's what everyone said at the shower on Sunday.
Slow clap.
Yeah, so turns out I can make a girl.
I was really rooting for a full grown Will Ferrell to come out.
Oh, it was hot in there.
It was hot, but I mean, I'll go for a little baby girl is fun too.
Yeah.
You've known for a
Known
month
for
and
a few
half now?
months. No, it was
Couple
known for like
months?
3 months.
Was it hard to keep this under wraps?
No.
Because other people already knew?
I do a pretty good job of avoiding people, so.
That's true.
There are only
you
a
sleep during
very
normal hours.
Select few people that knew. My parents, siblings, my grandma, who wasn't supposed to know, but my mom accidentally leaked that.
Oh, Lori.
And I leaked it to one or two of my coworkers.
You see, the problem I would have if I had this information is referring to the baby. I would say, "Oh well, she
Right,
is such and such."
I only did that once.
I'm surprised because we talked about the baby a lot on the show.
I did actually slip while we were at Keuka last week or 2 weeks ago, depending on when you're listening to this.
But everybody
Everyone was
was
too
too
drunk to
drunk to
notice.
remember.
No, I said it so quickly that no one. Well, I was only talking to like Joe and Drew or someone. I can't even remember now.
I don't know. I had other things on my plate that weekend.
So it is a girl,
Red
and working title is for the name is Appalea, which of course means Princess of the Apple Harvest. That's not the actual. That's
Appalea.
not the actual name.
Appalea Diedrich.
That's the working title.
I want to put it past the Diedrich to have the name Appalea.
But
Appalea
it
Orchard
sounded
Diedrich?
right. You guys believed me there for a second. didn't you?
No,
Not at all. Not at all.
you would never let your child be named Appalea.
We'll
or
see.
would he?
We'll see.
I kind of think he would. So what I want to know though
Yeah.
is when you first found out, because I would assume having a boy would be exciting. What was your reaction to finding out you were having a girl?
Yeah, I really wanted a boy, to be honest with you. So it was like, oh, it's a girl. But it didn't take me.
Was it worse than the
didn't take-
reaction
no.
that when Brady quit when the Dolphins didn't draft? Brady
No,
Quinn?
very few reactions will be worse than that one.
He,
No, I
he
got-
threw all the jerseys. He
I
had
wasn't-
bought,
I wasn't
all the
mad.
footballs he had
I
bought in
wasn't
the
mad or
trash.
anything.
He's like, "Oh, these are worthless now."
I warmed up to it pretty quickly.
Well, now that you have notes from a baby making class, maybe the next one will
Baby
be-
having class.
Oh, baby having class.
Yeah.
Never mind then. Is
Last
that
week.
done? Are we done
Oh
with
no,
that?
no, we're only 2 weeks deep. We got 4 more to go.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Tyler, I do have
A lot
a
of breathing
hard-hitting question for you.
Yes.
After the shower, your sister posted an Instagram picture, and in the caption, she referenced the baby girl possibly doing dance classes. And I initially thought of you just because I know your thoughts about the dance scene,
Yeah.
and then I thought, what sports are you rooting for that this child's going to play?
All right.
What-
Well, Jeff is working on putting up a basketball hoop at the house right now, so we're going to work on our mid-range jumpers,
Okay.
our layups, our three-pointers, and whatnot.
Okay.
At a very young age. I mean, soccer is the obvious one for
Will
girls.
she be the first female football player at Hilton
we'll
High
see.
School?
We'll see. We're going to try a little bit of everything at first,
Yeah.
and we'll see which way she goes.
All right.
I'm
You
not
have a
going
preference?
to push her into dancing.
Yeah, I know that.
What would be
Aunt Molly danced, and
Yeah.
Mommy Amanda danced.
what would be the
also.
most boring?
Oh, your
sport?
wife did dance.
She did.
Okay, so it's a good possibility that.
She has no interest in being a crazy dance mom. So.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, we're going to try a little bit of everything, but I'm thinking definitely soccer and basketball,
Yeah.
and we'll see what else happens.
Lacrosse, might be the
softball. I
way-
mean, lacrosse
for a
is
college scholarship.
that's
around here.
the
the ticket.
most common sport for girls to get a scholarship in around here is girls lacrosse.
Yeah,
That's
I would
I'm
love to see
banking on
Tyler
that.
be a miserable dance dad, missing sporting event, like missing sports on TV for
Yeah, you
9-hour long recitals.
You would have to get a smartphone so you could watch the
Yeah, you
NFL
would.
on Sundays on your phone, man.
Now, the good thing about that is that usually dance recitals don't interfere with the NFL because they happen in the spring. And the other thing
NASCAR race.
yeah, so I said we're working on putting up a regulation basketball hoop up at the Diedrich garage.
Isn't that a little early?
Well, it was for me, but we'll work on it. But
Oh,
my
I thought you
in-laws
meant at your
got us
parents' house.
got us a Fisher Price basketball hoop, so we've been testing that out and getting that
It's
ready.
also
as well.
Dunking
really
on it.
early on that, too.
Well, I mean, you can lower it pretty low.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Still,
Sure, you've never
still at least
seen
a
a
year out.
2-month infant. Sure, you've never seen a 2-month-old infant throw a basketball in a hoop before.
No, never.
So yeah, 2 more months. The baby will be here. Of course, if the baby's anything like her dad, she'll pop out any day now because I was 2 months premature.
In lieu of your absence, if you're not able to be with us, our co-host Eric Luisi from the last 2 weeks, last 2 episodes, said he'll be more than willing to sit in for
he
you.
booked himself.
He booked himself, and we're more than willing to bring Eric on if you could.
And you could reach out to Uncle Dr. Jake too. I'm sure he'll be
if he's in town.
Well, I'm talking once the baby comes, at least for an interview on
Being
how it
an
feels
uncle.
to be an uncle doctor.
Can he give the baby a vision test?
Now, Tyler, will you allow? If things go as planned, if your wife gives birth, on her due date, will you allow a 259 show airing in the hospital room? Can we have a live podcast
From the delivery room?
from the birth? Can
Maybe- Maybe not the day of delivery, but like the day after. I would be open to.
No,
I mean,
Would Amanda be
I'd be open to the delivery room, but I know Amanda wouldn't because she doesn't want anyone else in there with her except for me and the doctors. So maybe the day after we could shoot for her.
do you have a fancy catcher's mitt for the day?
I gotta borrow Big Mike Vincelli's.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
We've heard this story many
Wait.
times about how he was there with
He's-
the
he's
catchers.
The catcher's mitt? I
Yeah.
just assumed it was like a pizza peel or something. That'd be hilarious.
That was one of the,
hot!
Hey now.
that was one of the best parts of last week's episode. Was hearing Big Mike in the background,
It's hilarious.
Mike's roommate.
He was, my roommate.
Big Mike was just making awkward eye contact with everybody in the gazebo at the same time. If you haven't caught last week's episode of the 259 Show, check it out on our website, the259show.com, out under the archive page, or over there on Spreaker. It was the 259 Show Live, presented by Ryan Printing, via Centennial Park in the village of Hilton. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good
We
time.
really lucked out weather-wise. Like, it was pretty bad that day.
Very rainy early
Very
in the
rainy
afternoon.
It was
Cleared
cold.
up. It was
cold.
overcast. Yeah, I was wearing a sweater.
And notes from the Hilton Firemen's Parade, it got a lot shorter since the last time I seen it. It was about 50 minutes in length.
Yeah, it seemed to go by pretty quick from what I heard on the.
Yeah, and
replay
I'm
there.
sure it wasn't weather-related why it was shorter, because it was a beautiful evening.
Can you hear me already?
Now, Drew, did you guys?
yeah, I know.
Yes, we do, Tyler.
Did you guys have a good? Was there a good group of people like watching and listening and kind of like seeing you guys do your thing?
No,
in the
none
gazebo.
at all. None at all.
One actual fan, Mr. Brookgate.
Yeah, Coach Burkay
And he
showed
came
up,
and bought a shirt.
bought a shirt. Shirts are still for sale, $15.
Flying off the shelves.
Actually, we got more in stock now, too, since Tyler returned a couple. No refunds. There's a no refund policy on these shirts. But shirts are still available through Venmo and our studios.
I want to correct a couple of things that got misconstrued in my power rankings that I submitted for last week's episode, for which I was absent.
I think you have 15 seconds.
Drew misread my list. My number one, and no one mentioned this except I think Mike, was Pickett's popcorn at the carnival. Best carnival food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melts in your mouth. Did you get some popcorn?
I did.
I always do. My dad always does. He got me a bag for some reason. Like, hey, I got an extra bag of popcorn. You want it? I'm like, yeah. Because I bought one and Amanda, devoured it. Pickett's popcorn is the best food at the carnival.
Okay.
And I just want to clarify, kettle corn and funnel cake were mentioned last week, but they are not sold at the carnival, at least by the fire department. I think the carnival
Funnel cake is there.
the carnival vendors might do it, but that doesn't count. Only the actual fire department food
No, I
counts.
say it counts.
It doesn't count.
It's food, you can
Food
get
at the carnival.
You're not
I mean, if
supporting.
it's at the carnival,
You're not
I'd say it
supporting your
counts.
local
I mean, you
fire
can
department.
buy it and bring
Out
it
of
into
7
the
different menu items, you can choose 5. Put your list together.
Mike, good call on the salt potatoes, by the way. That is the best value.
Great deal. $2
Yeah,
for
and you get a whole bunch
whole
of them
bunch.
from the Walker Fire Department, from
Yeah.
Dave Walker, DW.
yeah, and the clams.
And ketchup and Italian sausage, yes.
Oh God.
I agree with Eric on that. I disagree with him on his take about hot dogs. Actually, no, I don't. Boiled hot dogs
Mike,
are not
I'm
that
gonna jump
bad.
in real quick.
Microwave hot dogs are worse.
What, Joe?
Mike, I'm sorry, man. I put ketchup on my Italian sausage with the peppers and onions.
So
I'm
you're
sorry,
the
man.
minority here, man.
I guess so.
I do it.
I really didn't think that was a
Remember
thing.
the apple sausage at the Apple Fest that Jake had a tough time with the one time?
Yeah, you have to.
He did terrible.
Causing a scene.
What did he do? Oh, he got it everywhere. Didn't he get the
Struggling.
sauce
He
everywhere?
had the sausage in his hand. He was trying to eat it. He takes a bite out of it, and instead of going in his mouth, everything falls out. It's just kind of like
Was that on tape?
Yeah, I got it on video.
Oh,
So anyway, popcorn, sugar waffles, beef on wick, fried dough, pizza were my top 5, and I
couple of notes.
left fries off the list.
I had pizza Friday night during ZBTV. It was overcooked and it wasn't great, which makes me
Wait,
feel like it would
You had zoo pizza.
It's the same pizza.
It's the same as the
Yes.
the ladies'
They
auxiliary
make
pizza.
it at the ladies' auxiliary. They carry it over to
From
the zoo.
I haven't had it in a couple of years, but when I did, I thought it was really good.
That's what I thought.
I
too.
never liked it.
The sugar waffles didn't do anything for me this year.
Sugar waffles melt in your mouth; those are delicious.
Yeah,
I
they
had a
didn't
few.
do anything for me this year.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta go at the right time. You know,
Speaking of right time, Saturdays from open to 5 p.m. $1 hot dogs, $1 burgers, $1 sodas, waters.
pop.
Pop.
It does indeed say pop on the
It
board.
does.
Too.
And however, under the burgers, the hamburgers, it specifies no cheese.
They never have
They
had
never have
cheeseburgers.
no cheeseburgers there at the zoo. So just a couple food notes.
And again, I do miss the French fry cups. They had the French fries on them.
Yes.
That's about it. Those are all my notes from last week.
All right, and the show must go on. Let's continue with food talk.
We got breaking news
Oh,
when it comes to food talk.
some breaking news.
This is a story that we've been following for quite some time now. This is right in our bang zone. Chick-fil-A is coming to the Rochester area. We already knew that. Chick-fil-A announced it's coming to the Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, and Plattsburgh markets. Its first expansion into upstate New York. That's going to happen within the next 2 years.
They
We
break
got
ground this week, right?
At 13 Win, we got some clarification from Greasetown Supervisor Bill Rylick. The site is clear on Westridge Road across from the mall. Work's going to begin in the next week to have a clean pad, have all the groundwork done and all the concrete done. That has to happen until by September 15th, which is Baby Diedrich's due date. I shouldn't have hit the bell on that one. We need a new one. A new sound effect for Baby. Yeah.
I'll work on it.
So the developer has until September 15th to get that done, and then construction will begin with Chick-fil-A expected to open in Greece in March of next year. And the Greece Planning Board approved the site plan back in May, 2 months ago. The town is just waiting to hear on updated site plans and a submission of building plans from the restaurant and the developer. And
I feel like this has been hinging on completion for a long time now. I like to see some
we hadn't heard
some hammers being banged into nails.
We hadn't heard much for a few months, but that's the update. So that's good news. It looks like everything is moving forward, and hopefully, just not a few, but 8 short months from now, we'll have our first Chick-fil-A in our area. And I just want to say on a personal note, I am just delighted to be bringing a child into a world where Chick-fil-A is right around the corner. She will not know a world without Chick-fil-A as we did for so many years growing up.
How does this sound effect sound? It's called Children.
God
Let's
bless
hear
her.
it. I don't hear any
Wait
of that.
for it.
I think you got to wait a few more years until we have more kids.
That's it.
Diedrich Army. Wait, Ty, so Chick-fil-A, is this going where the old Starbucks was where they knocked it down?
I can't remember what was there
Because
before.
they're
It's
built-
like right near like locker room sports and
Yeah. There's not much room.
It's kind of in
there.
a weird location.
Yeah, it's
there's
bad.
enough space right there.
Because
You
they're
can
building.
see where it is.
What
It's
are
already
they
cleared
building
out.
next to the on the same side of the road as the mall? What are they building next to the dentist office?
Don't know.
there?
But like by the Timmy Ho's?
Yeah, by
Probably
the Tim
another-
Hortons there. It
probably-
looked, I thought that was
It's
a
probably
Chick-fil-A
either
building.
another medical building or like more senior living, which is
No, it
going up
looked like a
everywhere in Greece
restaurant.
right now.
It looked like a Chick-fil-A, honestly.
How about what is this? Probably the easiest way to get to that Chick-fil-A would be taking 390 to 104.
Yeah.
Just because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
on the side of the road.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
You don't have to make
if
a
you're gonna
UE.
Take 104 down, you have to take the U. you'd
Or
have to stay
I think
over
it's
there.
actually on the corner of Ridge and a side street. If you come up through the side street.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we'll see. I'm pumped, guys. I am pumped.
Yeah, we got a while to go, but I'll be
Yeah.
excited.
But
So-
there's so many times I just want to go grab a Chick-fil-A, but I can't.
Is there a tentative opening date?
They just said March.
Just March.
March 2018.
Okay.
March Madness. Interesting.
Yeah. Moving on.
Sure.
Other food news.
This is your baby here.
What did you guys eat at the carnival?
I already shared my list.
I had beef on wick, sugar waffles, popcorn.
I didn't have much. I got
Satisfying.
Had beer.
Yeah, that's some Jenny's.
I think that this was, as I said to you guys before the podcast, I think this was the least amount of time I've ever spent at the carnival.
Couldn't tell it by the
Last
amount
few-
of food you ate from the carnival, though.
Yeah, we were there for less than 10 minutes. We got food, we took it back to our car, and then drove home and ate it. Didn't talk to anyone really. Did have a question about the 259 show because I was wearing my t-shirt.
I did not get anything from the carnival this year. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a white
This
hot.
has to be done.
It's not as fun
zoo.
anymore.
Near the
Clams?
Didn't get clams, and then I
You
just
talked
got
a huge game on clam though.
I
Last
know
week, man.
it just
Salt potatoes?
nothing. I didn't go to the walker.
Interesting.
And then I got a bag of popcorn on my walk home.
Well,
the other
okay.
night.
Okay. You made up for it.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know.
The carnival's not as fun as it was back before we all turned 21.
Gee,
I
I
had,
wonder why.
I had a lot more fun when we just we didn't even do anything, like Eric said
That's
last
not-
week. We just
I-
walked around and ate food and talked to people.
No, I like the zoo better than the laps.
Reach back to last week's episode when I'm not sure who mentioned it, but someone said, "What did we do at the carnival before the zoo?" I thought that was hilarious. It's kind of just like thinking about, you just walked around with your friends for,
Walked laps.
4 or 5 hours.
Watch the dunk tank play a little. I got it every now and then. Eat some food.
Walk laps and just
Well, if you were there Friday night, you would have saw me dancing for a Zach Brown tribute band. That was pretty exciting stuff. Yeah, a couple
Pivot and
jennies
twist.
no, my new thing has been the old man like walk in place,
Oh.
especially to the drum between songs.
Okay.
I only got one move, and it's the pivot and twist.
Yeah.
throwing a couple points here and there, Drew.
Just do-
So now I like
Little
Travolta
point in
doing
action. Hey, this guy.
Oh, another move was I'm sinking in the mud. I'm sinking in the mud this way. I ruined a pair of Crocs that day. It was sad.
Saturday, attended a graduation party.
Okay.
My cousin, Allie Strauss,
Where's she going?
daughter of John Strauss, our #1 listener.
He wasn't there for the live show.
Yeah, I think he listened, though.
Okay.
I talked to him. Anywho, yeah, she's going to Geneseo to play basketball.
Geneseo.
Yep.
Nice.
So congrats to her. She had a outstanding athletic career at Hilton High School.
Tell her, hey, give her a message for me. Tell her to watch out for the bear fountain.
There was actually a basketball that everyone was supposed to sign there, and I almost wrote that on there, but then I didn't. But anywho, the food there was
Do
outstanding.
we have any news on if that's going to get resurrected?
Again?
No, it wasn't damaged in the last incident.
It was just hit.
Yeah. The food was catered by the Arlington and Jose Joe's, which are owned by the same people. Great stuff. They had a nacho bar.
Nacho.
I had to cut back in line to put the cheese on it because the cheese was in front of everything else for some reason. And during that time, I got to talk to my other cousin, Sophia Strauss. And she's like, "Are you going to mention me on the show this week?" I'm like, "Of course you are. You guys have delicious food at this grad party." Shout out to her. Shout out to the entire Strauss family. They're big fans of the program.
They also all
Do they
have
all sit
t-shirts.
around the computer and listen to us like back in the day around the radio?
Wearing their 259 show t-shirts.
And if you need advice on raising girls, you go to John Strauss because he has 4 girls. So I'll be going
So
to
that's
him.
yeah. And great athletes, right? They're all very good athletes.
Yeah. So we had the nacho bar. They had Italian beef and pulled pork sandwiches
Ooh,
from the
Italian
Arlington with
beef.
the fancy sandwich rolls.
Yeah, I like that.
Good stuff.
Good.
You can't pick a better place in Hilton to get catering. Arlington Jose Joe's.
I didn't know Jose Joe's catered.
Well, it's the same.
I know, but it's different food. I didn't know they had a catering option.
Ooh, they had like little chicken parm bites.
Oh.
They're like little mini burritos.
Ooh.
Those are pretty good.
Cookie dough burrito.
2 different sauces that you could use. Yeah.
Oh, you love sauces.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Great job by the Strauss family. I like grad parties at home better than I do at like a park. I don't know if you guys have any
Yeah,
takes
Yeah.
on that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Moving on, we learned last week that we have 2 Mighty Taco locations here in Rochester, or at least we did. The one in Greece is now closed on Ridgeway Ave, leaving just the one in Henrietta, citing a lack of business. So, needless to say, the next day I went to the Mighty Taco in Henrietta for lunch.
Okay.
Pulled pork is back right now, if you were wondering.
I wasn't a fan when they made that seasonal. It
I didn't
started
really
off
like it.
being
Yeah,
around-
I didn't really like it.
Well,
But there's plenty of other great things you can choose from at Mighty Taco. Of course, the
Nacho buffet.
fast food restaurant chain based in Buffalo, many locations there. Always a popular. Joe and I stopped there. We were there for a wedding last summer. Good stuff. Mighty Taco. The Nacho Buffito, get it.
Honestly, man, the connection is really tough right now, so I can't hear a lot of what you guys are saying.
Cool,
So,
cool. One other thing I wanted to mention, I stopped at Barton's Parkside Hots in Spencerport for lunch today. Drew, are you familiar with it?
I have stopped there twice for lunch in my lifetime. It's very great.
Yes, and it used to be in Hilton also.
Yep.
They used to be set up right outside the old Fireman's Field back in the day. Now it's in Spencerport, right across from that new ice cream place, right in the village there. I got myself a grilled chicken sandwich, and it was good stuff. They got some big wieners if you want them. Hot dogs, hamburgers, everything. Zweigel's products.
Big wieners.
And I thought I recognized the guy from Cronies, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Anywho, it's like the original West Side food stand.
They've got an actual food truck too.
It's been around at least 15 years.
Yes.
Used to be in Hilton, but now it's in Spencerport. So that's all I have for this week. Joe,
This concludes the Tyler Dietrich show.
I had a lot of airtime to make up for.
Yes, Joe. Last week you went to a restaurant while you were in town that is one of our favorites, the Genesee Brew House. Joe, what did you have?
I did, man. Yeah, I finally made it out there.
What did you
My
have?
Mother and sister, can you hear me?
Yes.
I didn't know Joe was home.
I'm honestly, man, like I can't.
We are losing Joe. Joe is intermittent.
Can you hear me?
right now.
Yeah.
We can hear you. You continue.
Oh,
Oh, we have lost Joe.
well, we'll have to get back
We'll
to
try
Joe.
to connect to Joe, and I'm sure he'll be resetting his Wi-Fi router. It's definitely on his end because
There's something to do with reconnecting everything.
I even dropped Wi-Fi off my phone and the soundboard laptop, trying to get a better connection today.
Wow.
But let's keep plugging along here while Joe tries to reconnect with us.
Well, unfortunately, we're kind of relying on Joe for the next three items here. We can get to our
Here you
breaking
go.
travel news if you want.
Yeah.
I've got that prepared.
In classic Joe form, he sends a text message. He says, "My internet isn't effing working. I'm sorry." So the I-team's working on Joe. You got some breaking news to give
Can we
us?
get him on the phone? No. Breaking travel news, and I think Mike may be interested. I think Drew will be too.
All right.
Frontier Airlines will begin low-cost service to and from Buffalo in the very near future.
Oh.
Service to Denver,
Oh.
starting in spring of 2018, around the time we get Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Also, Miami, Orlando, Tampa, and Fort Myers, Florida, beginning this December.
Wow.
Fares are going to be as low as $59 one way.
Wow. Yeah, no, I got a wedding coming up in Florida next April, so definitely take advantage
And
of
if you ever
that.
want to get back to Denver, I know that you have.
Yeah. I do know one of my good buddies flies Frontier a lot because it's cheap. I know it's not the best flying
And
experience.
it's cheap.
And I know they tack on extra money for. It's kind of like Spirit Airways.
Yeah, you got to pay extra for
Pay extra for any
carry-ons.
luggage. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a cheap option to go to, which is cool.
Introductory prices when it first starts will be as low as $39.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, and they have. I don't think they know exactly what days. Obviously, it's not going to be flying every day,
Yeah.
but it will be a low cost option. Easy access to those great destinations in the near future out of Buffalo, which has a lot more options than the Greater Rochester International Airport.
Neat.
I could dig it.
Well, let's continue on with our program. We're going to move into the Power Rankings topic of the week.
It's time for the 259 Show's weekly Power Rankings.
It was Joe Peachy's choice this week, Power Rankings. Joe is once again not with us, but the first 5 things you can do if you won $100 million. I'm sorry, guys, my list isn't that great this week.
This was tough.
It was tough.
Everyone's probably going to have the same boring items for
I
like
was-
the first 3.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let me start. Are we going... Should we go the first 3,
Yeah.
the last? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Get the boring ones out of the way first, I say.
No, it needs to build up, like, right away. I don't know.
You like to come out swinging?
Yeah, let's come out swinging.
Okay. Oh,
Hold on one second. Let me answer the phone.
Yeah, Ty, I had a hard time deciding whether I wanted boring stuff or like extravagant purchases.
Depends. Are you being realistic or?
Yeah.
Hello, you're on Wham.
Hello.
Oh,
Give
he's
this one
back.
another try.
He's
Sorry
back.
about that.
How's your potty
I'm
break?
back yet. Sorry, man. The internet just pooped out on me, as it usually does. I apologize.
You sound great now, Joe. You look great.
We just started our power rankings. We'll come back to
Oh,
Food
that's what I
Talk
hope
following
for,
our
man.
power rankings. All right, so you can get your 2 cents in there. So the power rankings this
Fantastic.
week, you chose Joe. It was the first 5 things you would do or buy if you won $100 million. I'll get the ball
That
rolling.
was
And we decided, at least I decided, I'm going to go with my first thing, my second thing in that order, instead of going the other way, which we usually do with the power rankings. So the first thing I would do if I won $100 million is, number 1, I'd pay off all the debts I owe. And this would be cumulative debts with my my fiance. I don't even have the whistle sound up here. And her student loans and our wedding and all those things. So the first thing I would do is pay off our debts for. Let me get that sound effect up. I don't have.
I think we all have the same first one, Drew.
Number 2, I'd buy new vehicles right away. New truck for
What about
me.
your truck?
The truck.
Yeah, I'd keep the truck. I'd get a new truck.
Get more trucks.
Get more trucks.
Would you want a better truck? What kind of truck would you? What would be your dream truck?
Oh, if I wasn't worried about the cost, I'd go a diesel, maybe a Chevy 3500 diesel.
Crush it! Dude.
So new vehicle, and it's just not for me. Sam drives an 03 Ford Taurus.
Drew, since you got that truck,
Yes.
how often would you estimate that you are helping someone move things?
Yeah, that's the only thing.
At least monthly. I did help some. How about this? I helped somebody move. Like it was probably 2 months ago. They had people to help move. All I had to do was sit and drive. It was the best moving experience ever.
Yeah.
Kind of like the time you got paid to just sit around and drive like 2 people around in the town of Parma van.
Yes. Yes. I went to the Lilac Festival that day.
Yeah, we killed time.
You and I went to the Lilac Festival that day.
Together.
That was a little weird.
We got food too, though.
Yeah, I got kettle corn.
We went to Charborough, didn't we?
I don't think that
Out
was
in
the
Brighton.
same day. Was that the same day?
I thought it was. Anywho,
There it is. All right. Number 3 on my list. I would travel. I would want to see all 50 states in my new
in one trip or
my
separate
new RV.
trips?
Yeah, I would.
Oh, RV.
Yeah, I would take time. I would go.
Take like a year and just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely get an RV. I would travel. See.
Would you quit your Drew? Would you quit your job or would you keep your job?
I would
Because if
still
you're going
want.
to travel to all 50 states, is it going to be something you're going to do over the summer, over
Sabbatical?
breaks, all that stuff?
I would want to continue to work. Yes, with my current job, probably not.
Yeah.
I'd
Right.
probably
Yeah.
like to
No,
be
I
like
agree.
a one-to-one teacher, where it's more laid back. It's less stress. It's gives me something to do 35, 40 hours a week.
You could be like one of those internet teachers and have those online
No,
videos.
that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
Oh, you love all this stuff.
Maybe I'll work at like a golf course or
thought
volunteer.
maybe you'd want to
podcasting.
take.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
something
thought
that's
maybe
just
you'd want
like
to take this
nothing.
podcast.
Yeah,
to
we'll
the
go
top.
full time podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Buy
studio.
yourself a radio station so the 259 show goes national, baby.
Buy us some exposure.
Number 4,
I don't know if that would help.
buy a share of a professional team. And I went to a Red Wings
The
game
Packers?
today. I thought it would be neat to be like higher up at like a AAA baseball.
You could buy a pretty sizable chunk of the Red Wings, I would
probably
think.
the majority of it. If I,
I don't know about the
make
majority.
money?
I don't know how much the
They don't
Silver
make
family
money at
is.
the Red Wings, do they?
sure they do. Ticket sales?
They're in the black.
Oh yeah,
You think so?
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was also thinking,
Sponsorship
how
money?
much?
I figured all minor league teams didn't really make money. It was
They're good.
it trickled down from the major.
I would imagine they're good. They're not they're not playing player personnel or coaching. It's
True.
the
You
team.
know, I know you could never buy an NFL team with $100 million. That's not
Correct.
nearly enough.
But you
How
could buy
about,
a good chunk.
how about a hockey team? How much does a hockey team usually go for?
I have no idea.
Who knows?
I could look.
Google
Yeah.
on Forbes just had the list of what all the major pro sports teams are
Cheapest
worth.
pro teams.
No, how much all of them are worth.
And then number 5 on my list is just save your money.
Save the money.
Save it!
Yes.
Invest it, Drew.
I would like to make it last at least
Like-
2 or 3.
Like I said, when you have that much money, I don't think you really need to invest it. But if you want, I mean, you could turn that $100 million into $1 billion.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Who knows?
You don't
Right.
need to, but you might want to.
So I think it was interesting there what you guys just did with me. What would you think I should buy? Like you guys mentioned the radio station.
That's what
or
we
the
should have.
studio.
Get whatever you want.
Before you went.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, let's do that for whoever goes
Well,
next.
so if I were guessing for you, paying off student loans, I think everyone would do that. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Paying
I
off
knew
all your
about-
debts.
I figured the travel thing makes sense. You know, the 50 states, because you mentioned that a couple weeks ago on your bucket list.
So who's next here?
I'll go.
All right. So what, as a group, what do we think Tyler should buy, at least for us, or what's one thing that Tyler won't have that we think he should have?
Tyler's going to buy a oceanfront house in Miami.
I was going to say a suite at the Dolphin Stadium. Like, it would be.
Well, I'd have to buy a private jet to get
That's
me there.
actually,
you would chop
actually
her
on
in.
my list. That's something I put for new era field.
So, go ahead.
I'm paying off all the debts, first of all.
All right.
Perhaps even the rest of my family's debts as well, if they have any.
All right.
So that includes student loans, the home. I guess number 2 would be college for my future children.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm buying a vacation home. I'm buying vacation homes. One for my parents, wherever they want it, first of all. I'm buying one for me and Amanda in South Florida. Don't know where. Could be the Keys. Could be closer to Miami, Fort Lauderdale. We'll see. I'd buy another one in the Carolinas. And I'd buy another one somewhere in western New York, probably, I don't know, or the Finger Lakes. Somewhere in there. I don't know yet. We'll see when that time comes. So that's at least 3-4 vacation homes.
All right.
I go Chick-fil-A franchise.
Oh, I like that.
I'm just the figurehead who provides the money. I'm not doing any of the business. I'm just eating there and
I'll work for
employing
you.
people. Okay.
Big Mike will be the front end manager.
You can run it. I'll pay you a hefty salary to run
Oh,
it.
thank you, Tyler. Thank you.
Oh, first of all, before I buy into these things, I'm retiring. I'm never working another day in my life.
All right.
And, well, I mean, eventually I might have to
you
do
be bored?
something. Yeah, probably after a couple of years I'd get bored and I'd
Would
probably
you start your own podcast?
No, we already got one.
Oh, I don't know if you'd venture off.
I love you guys.
Go every day.
Every day about food. Call food time.
Eventually, I'd pick up like a side gig or a hobby just to occupy my time.
Would you master a cornbread recipe
No,
with your money?
I would have someone else.
He would just spend all of his money making the perfect piece
no.
of cornbread.
No. I would just pay someone to bring me all the best cornbread and see which ones I like the best. And then just
Master
keep,
delegator.
You know
bring
what?
it to
You know
me.
what? You should
Yes.
actually. You know what? I'm going to
Delegated
guess.
chief.
I'm going to tell you something Tyler should have done. Tyler, you should have bought your own Chick-fil-A franchises. Put them in Hilton, man. Like 7 of
I'm
them.
gonna. I don't have the capital at
They
this
don't
time.
die. All 7 in Hilton.
All 7 of them, man.
Maybe I'll have my own.
All 7
Tyler,
corners.
in one of my mansions, or all of them, I will have a Chick-fil-A restaurant.
Tyler, with $100 million, and you still have 25% of it left, you could buy the San Jose Earthquakes of the MLS.
Not
Do
interested.
you guys want to know this list?
Or
This
the
is-
whole WNBA.
These are the cheapest teams according to CBS San Francisco Bay Area.
Wait, can I finish? I just have
Oh yeah, sure.
one
sorry.
more. I am donating a sizable amount of money to the University of Notre Dame to hire a new head football coach who is a proven winner and not a total prick.
So you'd pay the salary of that coach. You'd buy Brian Kelly out and pay for the salary of the new coach.
I might. We'll see. See how much that's
Would
going to
you
cost.
pay-
And all your kids could go
Would
there
you pay for
get
Brian
in.
or for Bill Belichick to coach Notre Dame?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
yeah. I think so.
Yeah? Yes or no, man?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He's still got a lot
Alright.
left in the tank, so, yeah.
No, I mean, we hate him, but he's a great coach. So
I respect Bill Belichick as a coach. He is
He cheats.
probably the greatest NFL coach of all time.
Who cheats?
I
He cheats.
I don't get too hung up on that.
But he does. You can't say he doesn't cheat. He definitely cheated.
I think every NFL team does in some way.
They may,
I don't want to get into that right now, though.
but he does.
you know who never cheated? I don't think Marv Levy ever cheated, Drew.
Or Tom Coughlin. Those are two guys that I'd say are pretty stand-up dudes.
You're not cheating. You're not trying though, right? Pushing the envelope
The
a
things that
little
they
bit.
did don't really bother me.
All right.
Anywho,
Michael, what are the sports franchises we could buy with $100 million?
Not many. They're just this is from 2015, so I'm assuming the cost of all these have gone up. And the only one that was under $100 million was the San Jose Earthquakes. For $175 million, you could buy the Seattle Sounders, also of the MLS.
so if two of us went on it,
Yeah. Or you could, for $220 million, you could get the Carolina Hurricanes.
or
The NHL.
or how about this, Mike? We buy the Rhinos for a
Ugh.
dirt cheap price,
Ugh.
relatively, and we work them back up. Build them a new stadium,
Okay.
fancy new stadium that gets people going.
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
after a few years, we can generate enough
After-
interest and get a few other deep pocket investors to finally make the move to MLS, which is not going to happen otherwise.
I like that.
Well, if you're going to buy a sports franchise, don't you want it to make you some money? Do you think the Rhinos are going to make you any money?
It depends. I mean, if you have $100 million, you're willing to lose a few.
it would have been a great investment a few years ago. This this team, Nashville Predators, $250 million. This was in 2015.
Yeah.
I'd like to know their value now after a Stanley Cup appearance.
I don't know. I'm going to say double.
And they've gotten a lot better, yeah.
I'm going to say double, but I'm not.
That'd be a
sure
great
how
investment.
Yeah, I'm not really
Yeah,
sure
I
how
mean-
that works. So.
Ooh, Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, if I were to buy some other team, it wouldn't really mean anything to me. Like if I were to buy a team here in my hometown and
Yeah.
work it up and see how successful I could make the team, then that would be more rewarding, I would think.
Gotcha.
Anywho, Michael or Joe, whoever.
I'll jump into it. Number 5, I would travel to every one of the major 4 sports stadiums, arenas, fields.
Even
and
the
rink.
Calgary Flames?
Even the what?
Even the Calgary Flames?
All of them. I would go to all of them just to watch a home game at every single one of the venues. Number 4, I would buy a luxury suite at New Era Cap Field, so I could literally go there whenever I want just to watch the games. I would buy an apartment in New York City, a waterfront house in Charleston, South Carolina, and a cabin in Ellicottville as vacation homes and places to live. I'd pay off the student loan debts of myself, my friends, and family. I would consider you guys part of that group. You get your student loans paid off.
Thanks, man, but I already did
by
it.
the Joey Bird. I'd pay
We're
off,
all getting
I'd pay off
$100
like my
million,
brother's
right?
house. I would pay off like Tyler's house. I would set up scholarships for like all my nieces and nephews, Ty's kid, college funds for all those dudes. And then finally, I would want to give a sizable income to like Bonaventure. And then I'd open up 2 businesses. One is just like a boys and girls club for like kids so I can play all day. And then I'd buy a huge plot of land and adopt all the unadopted dogs and let them just roam. Hire like 40 people and
How
just
much are
have
you-
the people take care of the dogs. And you can literally just go to this dog park whenever you want and take the dog if you want it. You got to be like reputable, but you can just literally play with dogs all day. And I would just run those 2 businesses for the
You
rest
would
of my
make a
life.
killing if you charge like $1 or $2 admission to get in.
Yeah.
And also, you would break the record for retweets of BuzzFeed articles if people took
Yes.
pictures of that.
Dog park. It'd be amazing. And I would just hang out with dogs and play with kids all day.
What if you spelled DAWG Park?
Big Scott's Dog Park.
Scott's Dog Park. Where would it be?
Where all of his puppies go to play.
Where would it be located?
Oh, man. Yeah. Mike.
Joe, where would the
what?
where would the dog park be located?
Oh, God.
Hamlin,
with
New
100
York.
I would probably open up several. There'd definitely be one
Yeah,
in
you need
Rochester,
more than
definitely one in
one.
New York City. I'll throw a couple down south, some in the West Coast, so everybody can hang out with the dogs.
Everybody
There's a lot of
gets
dogs
a park.
in the world.
Where would these dogs go in the wintertime?
To the indoor
True.
shelter, which he's
Build
also building.
homes for these dogs. I got $100 million. There's going to be like lawn space for them to hang out, but there's also going to be homes. Each dog is going to have their own bedroom, man.
That's fine.
Michael.
How much fun would that be? That'd be great. Mike, go ahead, man.
All right. Number 1, pay off my debts, i.e. student loans. I'd pay my parents back and set them up nicely so they can enjoy the rest of their lives. Number 2, I'd quit my job immediately.
Immediately.
And I'd travel the world and hopefully find my passion in life and ideally start a business based around that passion. That'd be the hope. Maybe
Meatballs?
I'd find some food related. Maybe I'd find some cool sports in Europe or Australia and make a yard game out of it, like my yard game business. Some fun like that. Then I would invest, so I wouldn't have to worry about finding another job if anything were to happen with my money. Hire a financial planner. Number 4, sorry, Mom, I would be moving out of the house.
Sorry.
And I'd hire my own personal chef. So if I want to eat healthy, I could do that. Or if I want a nice late night snack, I can have
Chef
that too.
Lisa
Boyardee.
Vincelli.
She would love that. She'd be so happy. But I wouldn't make her do that. And lastly, I'd buy tickets for every major sporting event for the upcoming year. Especially next year, World Cup. All the major golf tournaments, tennis tournaments,
The Olympics?
Super Bowl. Yeah, Olympics coming up in a few years. All that good stuff. I'd like to go see all those major sporting events. So
Sweet.
Interesting.
Couple more things I would
Yes.
do. I would make a sizable donation to Hilton High School to build the finest football and sports facility in New York State.
All right.
Maybe they would even name it after me. That'd be cool.
probably. I
you
think
give
they'd
them
finally
Diedrich
win a
Dome.
sectional-
Put a roof over it. Retractable roof over it.
the shape of your head.
I would also
Tyler
turn,
Dudzik forehead facility.
I would also turn St. Paul Lutheran Church here in Hilton into the finest
Mega
house of
church
worship in all the land.
in all of the land.
Yes,
Bigger than First Bible Baptist.
bigger than everything.
Interesting. Well, that concludes our weekly power rankings. Let's jump back to food talk. Joe, you went to the Jenny Brew House last week when you were in town.
Drew, you're cutting out. I'm just joking. I'm messing around. That was a joke. Yeah, man, I went to the Jenny Brew House last week with my brother and sister, finally, after hearing so many good things. But according to you, I actually ordered the wrong thing. I got the black and blue cheeseburger. I did not get the bacon on the side. Because you said the real thick-cut bacon comes
On the
when you get
Brew
on the
House
side, right?
burger.
Okay. Yeah, so made that mistake. But the one thing that was amazing there, and I'm sure you guys have had it, is the pretzel sticks.
Dude,
And the cheese sauce that came with the pretzel sticks. I was like drinking it. I was like, oh my god, it was so good. So yeah, highly recommend the Jenny Brew House. And Mike and Drew, the orange cream ale was also very good.
Good, right?
When I've
Yeah.
had it, I thought it tastes like Pine Sol. They're like
Like,
is that good or bad?
I was a big fan of it.
too much
yeah,
orange.
I was a big fan of the orange cream ale.
It's a great
so.
summer brew.
Joe,
It is. Yes, sir.
what other sauces did they offer with the pretzel? This is a very important question, and I need an answer.
There was like a honey Dijon or mustard
Yes!
Dijon kind of sauce. I wasn't a huge fan of that. It was a little too, I don't know, whatever. And then there was like a beer kind of sauce. I also wasn't crazy about that. The
Peanut
cheese
butter.
sauce was more than enough for
They
me.
have peanut butter honey
It was a
mustard.
peanut butter, yes.
Dude, they have that at Roarbox.
So, yeah,
Anywho.
finally made it to Jenny Brew House. It was fantastic. Really enjoyed the beer. Got a great hat that says Genesee beer all over it. Yeah.
They have a lot of great merch there.
They do. They got a good selection. A lot of like cool like posters and signs you can put in, like
Reasonably
a
priced, too.
So yeah, and the food wasn't too bad. I mean, it was right on the river. It was a good time.
Yeah, I like it.
Joe, sitting down here in the 259 studio, we have a Wood Kettle Brewery glass for you. It's a
fantastic.
Belgian ale glass, 13-ounce Belgian ale glass for the next 7-year-old.
I missed out on the free gifts last week. What did I get?
Well, you don't drink beer, so...
I know people who do though.
Well, we got one for you if you want. I was just going to take yours for my
I
new
give it to
home.
Jeff.
I was going to take yours for my new home, but...
That'll be my gift
I think
to you.
two things, Drew. I think that's breaking news on the podcast. I don't know if you shared that yet.
What?
And
He did. He did last week.
He did. Okay.
Yeah.
And then just wanted to jump off of the
Cliff.
Wood Kettle Brewery talk. Man, that place sounds fantastic. I'm very excited to check it out. I think it sounds more fun every time we mention it on the show. Big props to Jeff Allen and his pops on opening that up and giving the people of Hilton a nice place to go for a barley pop.
Jeff Allen texted me yesterday at 2 in the afternoon. Says, just to update you, 102 chairs at the bar, to be exact.
Ooh.
So that's bar and I believe like the back row where the tables are, the high top tables at least. They were delivered to the brewery this past week. You checked that out on their.
That's a
By the way,
solid-
Jeff was a
that's
terrific
solid
guest
seat.
when I listened to the podcast.
Yeah,
he wants to come
week.
back.
we gotta have
Yeah.
him on some point.
We'll probably
Guest
do
host.
another live event out there.
Ooh,
in the near
and that was another idea that I wanted to bring up today. I got some future live events that we could look into.
All right.
One, obviously, is the Apple Fest.
The birth. Oh, the Apple Fest.
The Apple
It's always
Fest.
rainy that weekend.
The baby's
We'll
birth.
see. We'll be covered under the gazebo, although there'll be people performing in it.
Yeah.
We got options. We can go in the gym, or whatever.
All right.
The other one, and this would be intriguing, is pregame show for Hilton football homecoming
All right.
or any home game this year.
All right.
Just toss it out there.
All right. We hear your requests. It was a lot.
How
of
was
work.
it, Drew?
It
How
was a
was
lot
it?
of work.
How was it transporting everything, man? It doesn't seem like it's a lot of fun. You got
It
a lot of
was a
stuff
lot
there.
of work. It was like.
You know what though? If we were to do that, we could use RJ's equipment for VillageRadio.net if it's for football, because they do the football broadcast anyway.
Yeah, it was a lot of work for setup. for a 4-mic setup, and we'll see.
RJ, if you're listening, I'm throwing that idea out there.
Well, we've worked on it. My fear, though, Tyler, is I'll put a lot of work and effort into it, and then you'll have like a dance recital or something like that, or something that'll make you back
Ooh,
out.
not during Hilton football season.
I'm just saying. That's
Might have a birth.
That's how this last.
Well, we're gonna have a
line
birth
went.
coming up here soon, but other than that, I'm pretty open for the fall.
I'm just saying, track record's 1 for 1 on backing out.
RJ, if you're listening, I'm interested in doing some Hilton football work for you.
And
this
I
year.
I
am
believe
8
he's
for
looking
8.
for a crew
So.
too, by the way.
Oh, I'm in.
So
I might have to miss a game or two because of the birth of my child, but I'm
you
in.
might have to miss a game or two of the 7-game schedule, but
Oh, it's 9 if they make it into sectionals.
that's.
Actually, it's 9 regardless.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Pool play.
Anywho, unpopular opinions. Joe, you and Tyler, you and Joe agree on something for once.
I brought this up
when
last
he-
week, or a couple weeks ago. But Joe,
When
go ahead.
when I brought this up on our chain, Tyler, I Facebook messaged Tyler separately. We actually agreed. My unpopular opinion is the difference between cookouts and barbecues. I feel like if you're going to say, Joe, I'm going to invite you to a barbecue, right? But you're cooking hamburgers and hot dogs, that's not a barbecue. That is
Yes.
a cookout, in my opinion.
Yes, you are right. Joe.
If you're going to have a barbecue, I feel as if you need to put ribs or chicken or maybe even sausage or pulled pork. That would make it a barbecue.
Complete
but
agreement.
a cookout is hot dogs, hamburgers, and the like.
Yeah. By definition, barbecue is slow-cooked meat over indirect heat. When you're cooking something fast directly over an open flame, that is grilling. On that same token, though, ribs are not necessarily barbecue because many people up here grill their ribs. That is not barbecue, that is grilling. If you're going to barbecue your ribs, you need to slow cook it over indirect heat.
That's a whole nother unpopular opinion. But because I was
you bake in the oven, then
to
you
fight
throw it on the
your definition of a barbecue.
That's
I
not
would
barbecue,
say
though.
you can cook
Why not?
ribs on a grill, and that is ribs. And that's barbecue. I mean, I think ribs is barbecue. I mean, dinosaur barbecue is staple is ribs.
They slow cook them and they smoke
Yeah,
them.
but how is it a barbecue if you start them in the oven and then finish them on the grill?
Because you're baking and then grilling. You
But
are not
that's still-
barbecuing.
But that's still a very long process.
That is a slow cooked process of meat.
It doesn't take slow
does.
cooking to me is at least 2 to 3 hours, and to me,
you-
baking
Oh,
and then grilling
I've done
ribs is
ribs.
like
Quite a
while,
slow
yeah.
cooking.
You bake
Hours.
ribs in the oven for 2 hours and you throw them on the grill. Yeah, it's
So
it's like a full
before we
day
get into
thing.
this, Drew, Mike, I want to hear your opinions. Is a cookout and a barbecue different? Is a barbecue hot dogs, hamburgers? What do you think?
I call it a cookout, regardless.
Okay,
What,
you
regardless
say
of what we're
okay.
cooking.
You're not even going to call it a barbecue. Okay.
No, I feel like no. It's always a cookout. Or a grill. We're grilling out. We're either grilling out
That's
or
another good term,
come
yeah.
over. We're gonna have a cookout
Yes.
tonight.
Yeah, I go with we're grilling.
If it,
Actually, it's probably grilling out more times than not.
Yeah.
right, if
Come
you're,
on over tonight. We're grilling
if
out.
you're
I've
gonna
never
have
had a barbecue.
if you're going to have a barbecue, it has to be a barbecue.
Yeah. I've never referred
actually,
to we're
I was-
barbecuing and we're having hamburgers and hot dogs. No, that's not
That's a cookout.
However, I've heard people call charcoal grills barbecue.
the barbecue. Yeah. Well, they do on
Yeah, we're gonna stand on the
Home
barbecue.
Improvement. They call it the barbecue.
Yeah, so I think that's a thing. A charcoal grill could be referred to as the barbecue.
And charcoal is often used in barbecuing, so it depends the method that you're using.
And I was actually someone who's guilty of calling cooking out burgers and hot dogs as a barbecue. It wasn't until my girlfriend Erin, who spent a majority of her life living in the South, was
Asia?
like,
Oh.
"No, that is not a barbecue.
dropped the hammer.
That is a cookout." And she's like, "I mean, it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like barbecue."
Yeah, Aaron is
barbecue.
absolutely right in this case. And
No.
it's traditionally people from the South and who make a stink about this, like me and you are, like you and I are right now.
Yes, we are from the South.
We are from the South.
Born and bred in Texas, sir.
I'm from North Carolina.
All right.
Not yet. You haven't won $100 million.
Drew, Mike, do you guys have an unpopular opinion?
I actually do. One developed during the show. I'm going to go on the record and say I am not a big fan of soft pretzels at restaurants, or they do not do it for
What
me.
about stadiums or arenas?
Anywhere?
Really?
Really?
At a
I thought
restaurant,
that'd be
Roarbox,
your bang zone, man.
No,
thought you
like
felt those.
Roarbox, I never opt for the pretzels. Jenny Brewhouse, no.
To me, it's always one of the best values for concessions at a sporting event. It's usually fairly cheap and
I
Yeah,
like
because they sit
satisfying.
in there for hours.
Nah, yeah.
if they're fresh.
That's a good
they are-
point, Drew. Usually they might just be sitting in the heater part for
Red
a long
Wings
time.
games, they put them on the charcoal grill before you get
Yeah,
them.
those are good. They have
Yeah,
the
they
stuffed ones too.
Not my go-to. They don't really do it for me. I like the Auntie Anne's in the mall. We
Yeah,
used to
those
get
are
those
good.
as kids at the cinnamon sugar, but like at a restaurant for an appetizer,
Nah.
I'll pass.
Interesting.
Well, Mike, you seem like someone who's big on your sauces, so that's something you would probably just like slather in sauce. You wouldn't just like a pretzel plain.
Yeah. I order the pretzel, say hold the pretzel, and just give me the dipping sauce.
Just give me the cheese.
Suck
please.
that right down.
Now,
I'll slurp that.
now
sauce.
this shouldn't count because it's a fast food chain, not a fast food chain, but it's a chain. When Sam and I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, we'll always get the soft pretzel, and I'll always get a side of Southwestern Ranch to dip the
Ooh,
pretzel
that sounds
in.
good.
Southwestern Ranch is
That
nice.
sounds good.
Oh, it's a game changer, man.
Chipotle Ranch too, also nice. I think they're
Probably the same thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, Chipotle Ranch is
Is it
that's the
Southwestern?
stuff. No, I'm just saying that's the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Whenever we go to Rohrbox, we get the Munich pretzel with the peanut butter honey mustard.
Why'd
and
you hit
whatnot.
the bell?
I was referring to myself and Amanda.
The we,
We.
the collective
Oh,
we.
the we now
The we.
constitutes as for Bell.
So, well, that concludes our food talk and unpopular opinions, I guess. I didn't know that about you, Mike.
Yeah, not pretzel guy.
Pegged you
I
for
would
a
not.
pretzel.
Yeah, I would not
No,
peg you as not being a pretzel guy.
I know. I love my breads and my doughs and sauces, but I don't know.
Time to move on to Doofus of the Week. We have two of them. I think we have two. I have one. I'll get this. This is a quick one. And I think it's the first time we've actually called it out to be the Doofus of the Week. This is the Hilton Parma Virtual Neighborhood Crime Watch Facebook page. We've talked about this page before on the show. Now you have reached Doofus of the Week status.
Finally.
It was Friday this past week. It was Saturday this past week.
a
during
week
the
ago
carnival.
from when you were listening
Yes.
to this.
I was outside cleaning the garage, and a stray dog walks into my garage. It was probably an 80-pound female...
Bull Mastiff.
No, Rottweiler. I was a friendly dog. I mean, it came right up to me.
Was it a Rottweiler, Drew?
Yeah. Tail was wagging. I was able to get the dog into the fenced backyard. I opened the gate. It followed me in. Tully was down at the lake with my mother, so I didn't have to worry about the dogs going at it.
Oh!
I took a picture of the dog, posted it on Facebook, and I also posted it on the Crime Watch page, as well as called the Town of Parma Dog Control Enforcer and whatever. So I posted it on my personal page. Sam posted it on her personal page. We tried to get it on the Hilton Parma. What's the proper title of this?
It seems like it changes all the
Virtual
time.
Neighborhood Crime Watch, I think it
Yeah,
is.
something like that.
I got a message from one of the administrators saying it was not crime related. Some poor family's missing their dog.
And they always say, people can find this information
this
elsewhere.
platform-
Where?
Right, where is that page where you post for missing dogs in Hilton?
I really want 2,500 people in the village of Hilton to quickly see this dog because I don't want to keep this dog all day.
I'm
These are
sorry,
just-
sir.
these are
This
just-
platform with many people from the Hilton Parma area. We don't want your
These
information.
are just people who like power.
Yeah, but lost
And the
dog.
crap they post in there, like I've seen stuff about
Keep your lights on.
an
man.
keep your lights. An odd car
Like they're-
drove by twice in the
Some
last
skateboarders.
5 hours. Yeah,
Don't get me
See, the
started,
thing-
but I want to get started.
The thing I almost would think would happen is these people would be like, Rottweiler is usually thought of as a pretty aggressive dog, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I love big dogs. Don't get me wrong, but I would think these people would be like, oh my god, a Rottweiler! You need to put that thing down. Like, no.
Oh, if we didn't find the owners of this dog, I definitely would have kept it. This dog was
Oh
awesome.
yeah, man.
But
People on that page will post about things that like an arrest that happens in Gates. Like there was a car breaking in Gates. And I don't know if you're new here, but Gates is not in Hilton.
yes.
Like they post about stuff that happens in other towns.
Oh, what's the point of having a page if I can't quickly get a message out like that?
I don't know. The point of that page is for a small group of people who want to feel like they're in power, to have power and feel like they're helping people.
So
I still don't follow this page. Should I follow it just for?
It is
Yes,
quite
sir.
entertaining.
It is very.
Amanda and I have great laughs about it all the time. There was a post a few months back about a woman who was concerned. A lot of people are concerned about the supposed quote-unquote rise of crime in Hilton, although I have seen no statistics or numbers to back that up. There was a woman who was upset because she walked into Tops one day and there was a group of teens
Hoodlums.
loitering outside. They were playing with the mulch, and one of them even had the nerve to look at her. This woman was very upset.
No, my big... Oh, to finish the story, posted on my personal page, neighbor across the street who I'm Facebook friends with, who also jogs through the village 2-3 times a day, said, the dog may belong to the new people down the street who moved in. I walked down the street. The animal control guy showed up, so he was trying to get the dog on a leash. Walked down the street, I'm like, are you missing your dog? They had no clue that their dog was loose. You know? Ended up being their dog. Animal control guy got the dog in a crate in the back of the truck, drove it down, and I guess they had to show the paperwork to make sure it was a licensed dog, whatever.
I've been saying to Amanda that someday I'm just going to go off and start replying to people's posts on this, and you all have a good laugh when I start doing it.
Can you just correct people's spelling on it and grammar?
That'd be the best. And I just sent in my ad request, so hopefully they approve me.
I think anybody in the group could approve you. So I'm sure
Tyler sent it to me.
I'm sure we could go on now and approve you, Jim.
Yeah, I got added by someone else. I would have not joined it or known about it otherwise. But
I want they're officially my there and just start.
They're officially my doofus of the week.
And if you want some entertainment, if you're listening, go ahead and join this page and take a look at some of the.
And initially, back in like November when the show started, they were a contender.
I talked about it on one of the early episodes.
Initially, we were concerned about our listenership, and we're like, we're going to stay away from that topic and call people out for being stupid. I don't care. They don't listen to the show.
We're crushing it.
You know what? Maybe we'll spike our listenership.
Hey, we're going to get that little E next to the rating, man. We are we're starting to get rowdy up in here, boys. I don't know.
Words.
So the other
Beer
doofus
talk.
of the week candidate that Joe and I kind of agreed on. Again, this is Joe and I agreeing on 2 things in one episode.
This is a big show, guys.
Former Bills cornerback Stephon Gilmore, who recently signed with the New England Patriots, tweeted that he is looking forward to finally being able to play some games on national TV or primetime this year. Obviously, that's taking a shot at the Bills, who are rarely on national TV or primetime.
You know what, Steph Gilmore? Now people can see that you don't actually go in for tackles, that you get routinely burned, that you're not that good of a cornerback.
That's the next
buddy.
part of this. WGRZ sportscaster Jonah Javad, this is from Channel 2 in Buffalo, decided to do a little commentary. It was a simple, to the point, effective commentary. He said, well, if you guys haven't seen Stephon Gilmore play, here's what you missed. And he showed like a quick 1-minute highlight reel of Stephon Gilmore getting burned by C and D list receivers like Chris Hogan and Stephen Hill and Ruben Randall, and missing tackles. And then he went back and said, thanks for the memories. Something like that. Not that I'm a big fan of that particular sportscaster, but it was a simple, effective commentary. In fairness to Stephon Gilmore, though, statistically, according to Pro Football Focus, he was one of the top-graded cornerbacks in the NFL last year and one of the least thrown at defensive backs in all of football as well. So he is a solid player.
He's dead to me. That's all
I mean, every cornerback gets beat once in a while. So these clips made him look like a garbage cornerback, but we'll see.
Yes.
How he ends up with the defending Super Bowl champ.
I just want to follow up from the Hilton Parma Virtual Neighborhood Watch. That's the new name for the website. This was posted on Sunday. This is a thank you for all those who participated in making the Hilton Carnival happen. I appreciated the control of noise levels greatly. Some years I can barely hear myself think, and I live over a half-mile away. This was wonderful. Great job, everyone. That's not crime-related.
You should
How is
comment.
that posted?
Comment on it right now.
Oh.
This is not crime.
And nobody mentions that here. There's like 12,
Or you
13
just add,
comments.
but how much crime happened during the carnival?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm in. I'm in. And the first post that I see is, your speech here is not protected or guaranteed. Let's go crazy, gentlemen.
We're not protected.
Joe, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life.
I'm excited.
So
I've got something to do tonight. Look at all these posts.
yeah, it's nuts, man. Oh my god, it gives me I get nauseated every time I read these things.
I went home when I was back hanging out with my mom, and her Facebook page was open, and I saw that she was a member of this group. I was like, Ma, why are you a member of this neighborhood watch group? And she mentioned the same exact things you guys are saying, the craziness of it. She's just there for the entertainment value.
I would say 1 out of 25 posts I find beneficial from this page.
Yeah.
Right? That's about it.
A lot of thinly veiled racism every now and then.
We're going to get a strongly worded letter next week, boys. Let me tell you what.
Hey, maybe our listenership will go up. Anywho, jeez, we end each program with we start the end of each program with what we call airtime. We all have airtime to get to this program. I'll go first real quick. 2 things. Both are very happy bits of news to pass along. Congratulations to listener of the program, Lori Pritchard, cousin of my fiancée Samantha, on her engagement. Will be cousin-in-laws once Sam and I get married in the fall. She was engaged to her now fiancé out in Colorado this past week. They're both in the Army. She's a nurse and he's...
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, yes. And in other good news, Bills season tickets came in the mail today.
Oh boy.
And I have to say, I'm more and more excited about the season every day as we get closer. And B, I see you, Buffalo Bills, and what you did. Facebook memories this morning showed me opening the package of season tickets this day last year, and when I came home from work today, they were in the mail. They are very prompt. They're on their game. Way to go, Buffalo.
What's the slogan this year?
It starts with 1, Tyler.
Huh.
I don't know what that means, but it starts with 1.
Promising.
I think they've been saying that about Buffalo for a while, like 1 Buffalo or something like that.
Yeah, Buffalo Love. Starts
Buffalo.
Rise up, as opposed to rising down.
Yeah, what was it last year?
Lead the charge. No, that was last
that
year.
was a couple of years ago. Was it Rise Up?
No, that was the Atlanta's.
No.
Dolphins was Stronger Together.
I had it on I had the bumper stick. I had the magnet on my truck for
It's
a
like
while.
all the NFL teams collaborate and say, okay, we'll use this stupid one this year. You guys can use it in a couple of years.
It's like they have a pool of adjectives, and each team gets to pull out the adjective. And
It's
they have
like
to
the
find a way to
Hilton
work
Followed by a
basketball
verb.
Yeah,
program.
Hilton basketballs are terrible too.
Anywho.
Who's next on airtime?
Right, my airtime is pretty cool segment they did on SportsIllustrated.com. This is kind of like the dog days of the NFL season. Nothing's going on, so you got to find content somewhere. And 12 NFL experts, if you will, old general managers, Peter King, all those guys. They made all-time NFL teams, right, where they put every single player of all time into a draft pool, and they picked those guys and made their all-star teams, right? You picked a guy at every position. And it was just really cool to see, kind of like, oh, wow, Johnny Unitas throwing to Jerry Rice.
Yeah, except
or
for their
whatever,
list
if those
sucked.
2 guys made it on the same team. But a couple guys who were snubbed. Jim Kelly, who hands down top 3 best quarterbacks of all time. And then probably top 3 best running backs of all time. Thurman Thomas did not make the list.
Dolphins legend,
Bills.
Thurman Thomas.
Dolphins legend. So snubs aside, check out the list. Pretty cool little thing to check out if you got nothing out of
Yeah,
work.
Dan Marino got picked 115th on that list. If I were in it, he would have been the first pick. If I had the first pick.
So,
But of course, you can't just keep drafting quarterbacks every round. He was the 11th quarterback taken, which I disagree with. But that's all the attention that I want to give today at this time.
right on.
Airtime.
Yes.
Pleasant surprise for me Tuesday morning when I got into work. We had NASCAR driver Brendan Gaughan on Good Day Rochester. And that was a heck of an interview. He is one of the most interesting characters in NASCAR. Not necessarily one of the most successful, one of the most interesting. His dad and grandfather are big casino magnates. What's the word? Magnates out in Las Vegas.
Sure.
They own one of the biggest casinos out there. He attended Georgetown University about 20 years ago. He played both football and basketball. He played with Allen Iverson. It was
That guy did?
Yeah, I was gonna say that guy does not look like a very good athlete.
no back 20 years ago he might have been.
Okay. All right.
Anywho,
He at least tells good stories.
he tells great stories. He was talking about how he played at the Dome against when Donovan McNabb played basketball for Syracuse. But anyway, he was promoting the race at Watkins Glen, which I am attending in just a few weeks, and I look forward to it. And he was a fantastic interview. Got into some Syracuse, Georgetown trash talk among many other things. And he was also talking to students in the Rochester area today about science, technology, engineering, and math.
Did you, when you go into the Glen in a couple weeks, station tickets or?
I bought my own.
Oh.
I probably could have gotten some sort of passes from work, but I just bought my own ticket, whatever. Going by myself. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
report
Didn't want to
back.
go with it.
Well, she's not in the best of conditions for that right now to be walking around in the
That'd be a
heat.
tough one.
What if you're there?
Ooh.
It happens.
Ooh. Well,
And
chances
Trevor
are,
Bain's leading the race.
He's
What
the
do you
pulser.
do? Yeah.
if I'm buying a lottery ticket, if all of that happens, first of all.
Do you leave?
Secondly, I'll have some time to get back because it's not like the baby just falls right out after a couple hours. This is a long process.
What if you're having a conversation with Trevor Bain?
Well, then I'm not going to be paying attention to my
the man
phone,
is
so I
on the
won't
line,
know.
and Trevor Bain's about to give you a secret to success. For being a daddy.
If that's going to happen, I'm not going to know because I'm going to have my phone on silent and I will not hear, but I will check it as soon as I am done talking to Trevor Bain because I will be calling Amanda to tell her that I just talked to Trevor Bain. And then I'll find
Then
out.
she won't care if you're not there. Man.
Get the hell over here.
He's going to be like, oh, yeah.
So that's that.
Like,
Brendan
every
Gaughan,
time.
Brendan Gaughan was a great interview, and you should check it out on FoxRochester.com. He used to drive a Kodak car back in the day, and I actually met him and got his autograph back then in 2004. He did that. You can hear all about that on FoxRochester.com.
Interesting. Michael, airtime?
All right, sports people. We got to pump the brakes on this Aaron Judge talk here. Yesterday, watching a little bit of ESPN, and a lot of different shows were starting to call him the face of the MLB.
Mm-hmm.
I know he got a lot of airtime at the home run derby where he had an unbelievable performance. But it's a little early yet in his career. He's going through a 1-21 slump. By all means, I hope to God he becomes the face of the MLB. I'm a huge Yankees fan, and
Really?
I love Aaron Judge. Yeah, but it's a little premature, and I think everyone's jinxing him or something because he's not doing too hot right now. And especially, we have a lot of great players in the majors right now. Mike Trout and
I was told by many a few years ago that
Bryce
he was-
Harper, I'd say, are the two faces of Major League Baseball right now. So
You
Aaron Judge will have his day, but let's slow
You
down
mentioned
here,
though
people.
that he's in a 1-for-21 slope,
Something like
slump.
that. Yeah,
But
he's
he also hosed somebody out from deep.
he did.
Brian
I
Dozier
did see
from
that
the
clip.
Twins.
That was he's
Yeah.
got a rocket.
Yeah, his defense often gets overlooked because he just crushes the baseball at the plate.
Then
but,
he's in the outfield. And
yeah, and the right fielders really aren't known for being the greatest fielders on the field. But yeah, he has a gun and he makes some really great plays in the outfield as well.
He
But
hit a whole bunch of
Don't-
home runs and balls that were lobbed to him at the home run derby.
yeah, no, he put on quite a show at the home run derby. But yeah, a lot of sports shows were talking about him being the face of the MLB, and I know he plays for the Yankees in a big market, so that helps. But let's pump the brakes a little bit and let this kid ease into the league.
Mike will not be complicit for it.
No, I get upset with him. I'm a tough fan.
at least he's quiet off the field.
Yeah, I know. I love.
That's like one good thing about him is he's not like.
Yeah,
He seems like a pretty stand-up guy.
No.
Like he doesn't seem like super pompous or
he's a lot
like
like
a
he's-
jerk when he
he's
gets
a lot
it.
like a
We'll
Derek
save
Jeter.
that. We'll save that clip from Joe when he
No,
does.
I read that Notre Dame was going after him hard a few years back to play football.
tight end. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Stanford
Like, he
was
was-
too.
He was like an unreal football player.
Look
in high
at him,
school.
yeah.
But
Bad. He's
people-
like 6'7",
people thought
270.
that he would either play football or basketball, and he
Yeah,
ended up playing
baseball wasn't his main sport.
And I was surprised that he's 25 already.
Well,
'Cause
yeah,
he
baseball
went to
player rookies
college.
usually yeah, he went to
Fresno
college and
State.
then he spent a couple of years in the minors. But he'll have his day, but it's still early yet. Let's see the second half of the season.
Older than Bryce Harper.
Yeah, still older than
Which
Bryce
is-
Harper. I know Bryce has been around forever. It
Forever.
feels like. And this kid Cody Bellinger for the
Oh
the Dodgers. He's
Tearing
fun
it
to
up,
watch,
too.
and he just hit a hit for the cycle the other night on Saturday night too. So
Well, he's in a small market,
yeah,
LA.
LA, yeah. But he hits bombs. He did pretty well at the home run derby, and he's a skinny kid.
Some topics here for closure. Thank you, Michael. What's on deck next week? Still, the 259 Show T-shirts are available. Get a hold of us if you want some. Limited in sizes right now. So the 259 Show t-shirt is available. Mike, it's your power ranking topic choice next week. What did you choose?
We're going to go with favorite TV characters of all time.
All right. I see you there. Favorite television characters of all time.
It was on the
I like
list.
it.
Yeah.
All right. Does this include Netflix?
Yeah, anything.
We'll
Any
go-
TV. Any
All right.
television content.
All right. And we end each program with what did we learn today? Mike, what did you learn today?
102 bar chairs at Wood Kettle Brewery.
Tyler,
Pretty sweet.
what did you learn
What did
today?
I learn today?
Oh, here we go.
Drew,
Get your notes out.
I learned a lot of things today. Most importantly is that Stephon Gilmore is one of the highest rated cornerbacks in the NFL according to Pro Football Focus.
All right. Joe, what did you learn today, buddy?
This is something I've known, but I need a new Wi-Fi connection here. Got to
Yes.
get this thing fixed so I can be on the 259 show for the whole time.
And Mike, what did I learn today?
Appalachia Diedrich.
Applehead.
Appalachia
all
Orchard Diedrich.
Learned a heck of a lot about our future Chick-fil-A.
Yes. Thank you for tuning into the 259 show. We'll catch you again next weekend. It was good to have the whole crew back here today, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming back.
Good